My name's Xica Hansen.
Through all the pain, I dig you. Yeah.
I'm 24 years old. I grew up on the west side of Santa Cruz, surfing my whole life. And yeah, I love it here. Xica is Portuguese. It's not Zika, it's not Xica, it's not X, it's not whatever you want to say it is. It's Xica. Portuguese, fucking Moroccan, fucking hippie. No, my mom loved weird names, and growing up, she wanted girls, and she got us girl names, and then came out as boys, and she kept the names. So I'm Xica, I'm the youngest. My middle brother is Joya. My oldest brother is Viva. So she wanted chicks every time, but she got men. But she kept the name. My mom was just kind of always been in love with Portuguese and the culture there, and the fieriness and the dancing and the music, and yeah, she heard that name at some point through her travels and through her experiences, and decided that was the one. When I was like 16 or 17, I went to some like crazy dubstep show up in San Francisco, and seeing the guy, you know, mixing and DJing and seeing thousands of people just like going to one song all at the same time, something in my head clicked, and I knew like that was something that I wanted to be a part of. I wanted to make people feel good in a giant form of happiness where everyone is just like exactly on the same page. So I think like when I was 17, I went to a show like that, and then ever since then, I just always wanted to make beats and music and songs. And yeah, me and Quentin did Ab Clue for a couple years, and that was fun. We did like a lot of electronic music, trap, sort of festival music. And then over the years, we sort of got into different genres, and now I'm kind of into everything. I love making all sorts of music. So, you know, from house to rap to pop to techno to, you know, whatever, anything to reggae, anything that's good. I just love music. So.
Punk rock.
Punk rock. Yo, shout out Low Key. We got a new punk rock song coming out, actually. First song I've ever made that's punk rock, and I'm actually really stoked. So thanks for the reminder on that. Around here, you gotta find your little nooks and novelties. So there's a little left at the lane that we like to call H-Bowl. On low tide, you can get some little fun ones. So that's a little secret spot where we can get some lefts at. Anytime any sandbars in town have lefts, we're gonna be on it. First guys on it for sure. And of course, up north, you know, any sandbars north of Santa Cruz, we're gonna try to be on that as well. But if there's no lefts, we go right. That's just how it is. Who did I learn from the most? Who did I mimic, and who do I want to surf like? I think the most obvious answer is gonna be Nat Young. Growing up watching him, he's always been sort of the epicenter of the scene in Santa Cruz. He's been the most successful in his career. He's won the cold water here. He's kind of the peak of pro surfing in Santa Cruz. So I'd say Nat, I probably watch the most, and I surf with him the most, so I'm able to watch him the most. So I'd say Nat, and then of course after that the list is just endless, you know, from Rufo to Buck Noe. I used to watch him a lot. He had a good style. You know who I did actually? Marco Foreman. I gotta shout him out. He used to be the guy out here, and I used to watch him for sure. So definitely Marco, Rufo, Nat, probably the most consistent guys I'd watch. So I probably spent years of my life when I was younger, instead of just going to the lane and trying to get a couple of backside turns, I'd go to its and most likely just be closeouts, but the satisfaction of pulling into closeouts and maybe every once in a while making one was greater for me than sitting at the lane and probably getting shit to scraps as a grom. So I'd say like wanting it more than anyone, putting in the most time, and fucking just packing closeouts year after year after year until I got comfortable enough to pull into makeable ones and actually make it. I'm kind of a health food nut, but not really. I drink a lot of beer, which is not healthy, and I smoke a lot of weed. But I tend to eat healthy. I cook pretty much every meal every day. I very rarely go out. I'm really into shopping, farmers markets, local produce, seasonal vegetables, seasonal fruits. And wild game, actually, my friend Burks is a big hunter, so he's always bringing back elk, deer, wild boar. So trying to decrease the meat spendings, increase the veggie spendings, and yeah, try to stay healthy. But on the flip side, I'm also a fucking sugar fiend, and once I smoke that 9 o'clock joint, then the Reese's will come out and the fucking ice cream, and then the bullshit kind of evens itself out in the end. But yeah, on service level, I'd say I'd like to be a health nut. I try. But yeah, I think mask wearing is beneficial. I think, you know, they've done that in other countries, you know, before, and it's been a big help. Yeah, I think there's a balance, you know. You got to live your life, and you got to work, and you got to be happy, and you know, whatever that balance is, to where you're safe, you're keeping other people safe, you're keeping your community safe, you know, while also keeping your mental health and your physical health. And you know, that balance, that's a hard one, and I see a lot of people slipping. So I guess just trying to stay balanced and stay on track and help others who are slipping and sliding. COVID, it seemed like, you know, as much as everyone's supposed to be staying inside, or that's what it seemed like, it seems like more than ever now there's more people going out and getting in nature, which overall I think is a really good thing. I think getting out, going on hikes more, just, you know, getting fresh air, I think that's extremely beneficial for a lot of people that are sitting inside all day. The negative side of that is that everyone tends to flock to the same spots, because a lot of people haven't really been, you know, going out as much as they are now. So they're looking for the new spot, looking for the popular spot to go, whether it's a hike, a beach, a surf spot. And, you know, for locals, it's, you know, we've always been dealing with crowds. There's always been a lot of people coming here from over the hill or from up north or down south. And, you know, that's okay. There's a balance. You can, you know, it's good to travel and surf through spots, but it seems like with COVID, it's almost been a flocking of people to, you know, especially Santa Cruz, all our main surf spots. And what used to be just already crowded is now overrun. And it's honestly, as hard as it is for locals to see that, it's just dangerous. And you see a lot of people getting hurt. You see a lot of people who don't really know what they're doing, putting themselves in positions they shouldn't be in, or that they're not ready to handle. So, you know, as much as people are coming and just kind of being a crowd and more people, that's one side of it. But then the danger and just the kind of ignorance is another side of it. And, you know, to the locals, that's what is the worst for us. It's not that there's, you know, new people trying to surf. We all were Groms learning how to surf at one point. It's being smart about it, knowing your level, knowing where you're at, and just being respectful to the locals and people who have been there before you. I think the trick that I try the most and that I want to pull the most is going to have to be front side or back side, just a full rotation air. So going up, doing a full 360 and landing back with your nose to the beach. In the world, that's a little cocky, but I say Modelo, number one, always going to take the cake. It's delicious, it's light, it's not cheap, but it's not pricey. It's just right in the middle. You can drink 5 of them, still wake up and surf. With lime, with a taco, with a burrito, with anything. It's a perfect beer.